Ooh, we are back, baby. It's 2023, which means Metal Tech is going around. I'm sitting here with a cup of coffee. I hope you guys still remember who I am. And if not, I've gained a lot of subscribers over the last 2 months. My name is Thomas, and this is the Merciful Metal channel. We're back doing the Metal Tech. If you guys don't know, it's going around 20 questions for us metalheads in this little nasty corner of the final community. The final tag is like a list of questions going around, but the metal tag is created to, like, more specifically for us metalheads. All credits go to Scott the Rock Scout. He is getting a lot of shout outs with this metal tag. So, yeah, you guys already know him, but go to his channel, subscribe. This is the first time I'm actually doing the metal tag myself. So here we go. Like I said, 20 questions that we are going to answer with a good cup of coffee and some records. So, question number 1, false start. An album you struggled with at first but grew to like. Atheist Piece of Time. When I discovered this album, like over 10 years ago. I was still deep into the rabbit hole of thrash metal and this stuff. Like, I didn't know death metal yet. So this stuff was like way too extreme for me. And um, like it has that thing going on, like the Ed Repka airbrushed kind of bright colored cover. So very appealing for a thrash metal fan as well. But this was just way above my head when I first heard it. Um, so I didn't like it. It was way too extreme for me. But then, um, after I came back to it, I was a little more used to extreme stuff, and it's a fucking banger. So that is question number 1. That's how fast it all goes. Question number 2, an album with war theme or lyrics. One of my all-time favorite thrash metal records, 1986, Assassin, the Upcoming Terror. It's yeah, pretty obvious why I picked this one. There's a fucking tank on the cover. This is actually the first ever vinyl album that I got, first ever vinyl record. And back like a month or two ago, I was lucky enough to find an original steam hammer press. So there we go. War. Question number 3. Most influential metal musician to you of the last 10 years. Now, I've seen more people struggle with this question, like how you interpret, interpret, blah, blah, blah. How you can interpret it into, Jesus, you know what I mean. How I see this question is a metal musician, musician, Jesus. I gotta get into it. Got me some slack. Um, a metal artist that has had influence on me personally. Now, I was thinking of a few, but this one, as you can see in the background, I have a bass guitar there. I've played it for somewhere over 10 years now, And if I have to pick one influential metal musician, then yeah, you know who it is. Steve Gallup Harris. Steve Harris, the bass guitar player from Iron Maiden. Fucking legend. Very influential on me how I play or how I enjoy playing music on the bass, but also pretty much like he and Iron Maiden influenced a lot of stuff that I listen to as well. So not only is he an influence to me, but also the stuff that I listen to. And I picked out this one. This is the Twilight Zone maxi single. Very, very underrated song from the Paul Diano era. Such a great song. Definitely a top 5 favorite Maiden songs for me. So question number 4 is a band on your to see list. Not a question relevant for me because I don't really go to live shows. I don't really enjoy live shows like most metalheads do. So there's not a band that I'm specifically anticipated for to see or hope to see. So this question not really relevant to me. There's not a band that I'm looking out for to see live because yeah, that's not really my thing. Number 5, an album that energizes you. Interesting question. There were a couple of examples of albums that really came to mind like right away, like Cryptopsy, Non-So-File, or Misfits, the Michael Grave era always hits the spot for me. But I don't have any of that stuff on physical format, on whatever physical format. So I picked an album that I do have and that also energizes me, and that is Dark Angel, Darkness Descends. As soon as you hear that guitar coming up on the first song, yeah, fantastic songs, especially the song Black Prophecies. Those riffs, just if you keep your head still, there's you're doing something wrong. That song always manages to energize me. Just the fucking riffs. Burning of Sodom, Merciless Death. Fucking classic. Another top 10 thrash album for me, definitely. Dark Angel, Darkness Descends. Next up, question number 6, a big freeze. It's winter. There's a lot of snow in the US. So show a snow or ice album cover, lyrics, etc. That's good. Now I've seen, I'm a little late to the party here with the metal tech because I've seen pretty much all of you guys' metal tech videos. And so far, Jesus, the lamp is a little too bright. It's a little better. I've seen most of the, well, pretty much all of the metal tech videos, and it surprised me because I already had my stack of records ready here, and I was surprised there were no duplicates until I watched Steve's video from the S&T Young channel. We actually had 2 duplicates. I switched around one of them, but he also had the same. The lamp is still pretty bright. Whatever, we're not professionals here on the Merciful Metal channel. What I was saying, Steve also picked this album, and I decided to keep this one. But there's another one, I'll mention it. I picked this one, he picked this one as well, and I still wanted to show it because it is a fucking fantastic album. Heavy Load, Death or Glory from 1982. Swedish heavy metal legends. Just look at that fucking cover. Yeah. Fantastic record. straightforward Swedish heavy metal, but they have their own like sound and thing going on. Just beautiful cover. This is an original press. The original presses came with a poster and a 7-inch. My copy only has the poster in it. Fantastic, fantastic. I love that cover and the colors. Fantastic record. Next up, a song title with royal ties. Now, obviously, the Queen of England has passed away after like 200 years. So so show something with royal ties, and I'm really surprised that no one, as far as I've seen, has picked this. It's way, I mean, I feel like it's a little too obvious, but I went with Queen's Reich, the original EP, and the first song is the song Queen of the Reich. Classic, absolute classic. Did I pick this solely because of the word Queen? Yes, I did. Perfect, perfect album. There's 4 songs on here. Perfect, absolutely perfect album. Love it. Queensryche. Question number, where are we? Number 8. A predominantly green album cover. So this is also where Steve and I had the same picks. I initially picked Toxic World Circus. You know that record, you know what it looks like. It is really green, but I didn't want to have 2 duplicates in the same video of the same person. So I picked another predominantly green album cover, and I went with Demon, Night of the Demon. That's pretty green. Grassy green cover. This is from 1981. Fantastic, fantastic new wave of British heavy metal. As the mighty metal theologian says, the best new wave stuff is on comps and singles. I don't disagree, but this record is, yeah, it's a strong case against that. Fantastic new wave of British heavy metal. I love this album. Green. Next up, question number 9. An album released in 2021 that you bought but have not listened to this year, 2022. There's not a lot of stuff I picked up. I'm by the way a little cold, if you haven't already picked up on that. I'm not a big like modern metal buyer, so this is one of the handful of 2021 releases I bought, and that is Herzel with Le Dernier Rempart. French epic heavy metal from 2021. I really enjoyed this record when it came out. I bought it right away when it came out, but it's just like a too modern touch for me that I don't like. There are plenty of fucking records that I would pick to listen to before this one. So yeah, I've not give this one a spin last year in 2022. It is a great album though. Epic French heavy metal. Next up we have question number 10. The best find of 2022, old or new. If you've seen my channel, you know which one this is going to be, without a doubt. I've had some good pickups last year, but this is with miles the best record that I picked up last year. You know which one it is. it is the OG power metal from Pantera, 1988, an OG final press of the best Pantera record. You can find me over that. I keep saying that every time. Yeah, my best pickup from last year. As you can guess, it wasn't cheap, but it was totally worth it. Love this record so much, and it is definitely the grill of my collection. Best pickup of last year. Let's hope we're going to have some good pickups this year. Question number 11. A new band or album discovery of 2022. I discovered this album in 2022. I knew of it already, but here we go. It is Black Hole Land of Mystery, originally from 1986, but this is a High Roller reissue. Now, I was aware of this album before last year, but just last year it really clicked with me, and it was a great, like, new discovery for me last year. It's doom metal. It's an old school Italian occult doom metal. A lot of keyboards going on, a lot of atmosphere, and I'm not the biggest doom guy. So this, when I like rediscovered it or discovered it, I was surprised like how much I actually enjoyed this. So yeah, it's not like a new discovery, but still like a new eye opener, as if you've discovered a new record for the first time. Number 12, an album sold to you by a song. And I also went to one that I picked up last year. It's not necessarily the best one that I've picked up last year or the best song that convinced me to buy this record, but this is Gorment, the Ending Quest, Swedish death metal. It's like a B tier band. So I've seen it around. I've never heard it. This is a 2021 Osmose Productions press. So I was actually like browsing their web shop looking for some records to buy, and I saw this come around, and like I said, I've seen it before but never really listened to it. I decided to look it up on YouTube while I was browsing the web store. And after the first song, I decided to just put it in my basket because it's solid fucking Swedish death metal. And who doesn't like some good Swedish death metal? So that first song actually convinced me to buy to buy like the actual album to listen to the rest at home on vinyl. It's not necessarily, like I said, the groundbreaking song or mind-blowing discovery. Solid Swedish death metal. I heard the first song and that was enough for me to say like, yeah, I'm going to buy it. So there we go. Question number 13. Most anticipated album of 2023. Again, a question not relevant to me because I don't listen to the new stuff coming out or the modern stuff or whatever. So there's not a single album or band or stuff, whatever, that I know is coming out in 2023 that I'm waiting for or looking out for or anticipated for. I don't care. That's not my jam. That's not how I roll. I have like my own kind of bubble of heavy metal that I listen to, and it's just not the modern stuff. I couldn't give a fuck less about it. So yeah, most anticipated album of 2023. Nothing. Number 14, the 23rd album on your shelf. As you guys know, my collection is chaotic. I order my records in consecutive order, which means that the first record I bought is in the front, and everything that I bought after is just joining the line. Crazy way of ordering my collection, I know, but it works for me. So the 23rd album that I picked is at the same time also the 23rd album that I bought, and that is Possessed Seven Churches, the 23rd album on my shelf and in my collection. Classic, fucking classic. 1985 early death metal. At least I give it a pass of death metal. Some people don't. I do. Just a fucking classic. I love this record. I love it. I love it. I love it. Fantastic album. I roll a reissue. If I see an OG, I'll pick it up. But yeah, fucking fantastic album. The 23rd one on my shelf. Question number 15. The last album that has gone into your collection. For me, it's this one, Black Lace. Now, I picked this up on my trip to Belgium. That's also going to be a video. It's the next video, so I'm not going to spoil too much about this album and where I bought it, whatever. So you'll just have to watch the next upcoming video. So there we go. This is the latest addition to my collection. Please watch the next video after this. Number 16, and that is a random pull from your collection. There we go. Asgard in the Ancient Days. This is an OG on Noise. The cover is fantastic. This is dirty, dirty speed metal from the Netherlands. I believe 1986, 87, 88, somewhere around that, 86. Asgard in the Ancient Days. Like I said, dirty, dirty speed metal from my home country, the Netherlands. Not a lot of people know this record. It's not that fantastic that you should, but it's a great album. There we go, a random pull from my collection. Next question, number 17, a band or artist you discovered through social media. Now, I'm not really on social media a lot, but technically YouTube is also considered social media platform, and I discover my music mostly through YouTube. So that's a little bit unfair. So I'm really putting the social in social media, and I picked an album that one of the guys in the VC actually got me hooked on, and that is Maimed, the final release of their 1991, got a little brain fart there, the final release, the final version of their 1991 demo tape, Maimed, dirty, autopsy-like death metal, fantastic. Anthony from Metal Miners hooked me on this one. It was last year, no, 2021. It was 2021 that I bought this one on behalf of Anthony, and it got so many spins in that summer of 2021. I enjoyed the fuck out of this record. Maimed and their 1991 dirty ass autopsy-like demo tape on vinyl. Thank you, Anthony. Fantastic one. Question number 18. One more record to go. Where do you see your collection progressing in the next 5 years? Because the music prices are going up, etc. I don't feel affected by that because it's mostly the price of like new vinyl records. And like I said, again, you've seen it in this video now. I don't buy a lot of new stuff. I'm really always on a hunt, especially since the last year or two. I'm really trying to get my hands on originals, OG vinyls, OG vinyl. So that is kind of their, like they are apart from the economy prices of new vinyl records. Let me say it like that. Because if you have a, um, let's see, where is it? Let's say this album, expensive OG press, this will not get affected by the modern vinyl record prices. They can go up, but this is like an economy on itself, like OG presses on Discogs. Discogs prices are not really affected by that, so my collection is probably not affected by records getting more expensive and shit like that. Also, like I said, um, in the next 5 years, I'll probably focus more on original presses and stuff like that, trying to find more treasures because I'm at a point in my collection where I've had all like the cheap stuff and the like the Metallicas and the Iron Maiden and all the surface stuff. So in the next 5 years, I really have to dig a little deeper, adding stuff to my collection. Not really a lot will change for me in the next 5 years. Maybe it's getting a little bit more expensive because I have to get like to the more rare records that are not in my collection yet. But yeah, I'll just go as I do, and I don't really think anything will change in the next 5 years, really. So, question number 19, a new release you didn't buy this year based on price alone. I obviously can't show it because I haven't bought it, but there was one specific release that I had my eye on, and that was the music on vinyl reissue of Solitude Eternus, their second record, Beyond the Crimson Horizon. I've done a video on 10 albums that really need a reissue, and funny enough, Beyond the Crimson Horizon was one of them. A few weeks after I made that video, it actually got announced that that album got its first vinyl reissue. But it was, when it came out, it was way too expensive for me. Or not way too expensive, that sounds a little exaggerated. It was like going up to the 30 euro mark in like different places where I saw it. And that's not a price. I'm not crazy for that price. It doesn't really, I don't think it's like crazy expensive. I mean, like I said, that fucking Pantera record, I don't mind buying it, and it is way more than 30 euros. But for like a reissue, I don't really feel like paying like 28 euros for that album. And I thought it will come around eventually. I'll pick it up someday eventually. But just that price, the average final price is like 18 to like 22 euros, whatever. So I thought it was a little too much and just let it go. And the last question, we're going on for like half an hour now. So question number 20 is a song that doesn't belong, a song that lets an album down. And there's always, like, whenever this topic comes up, there's always one prime example that I have. Fantastic masterpiece of an album, Heir Apparent Graceful Inheritance, or Inherited, yeah, Graceful Inheritance from 1986, an OG Black Dragon record press. You know which fucking song it is. Running from the Thunder. Get that funky ass shit out of this, of this fucking album. It really, because it, the first three songs, Another Candle, The Servant, and Tear Down the Walls, 10 out of 10, all three of them. And then you get this weird ass, funky, unnecessary metal song. Really, like the question states, it really lets this album down. It's not particularly a bad song, but it just does not belong between the rest of the songs. It really takes away the pace of the album and really kind of fucking ruins it for me. So yeah, besides that song, it's fucking masterpiece. But that song, Running from the Thunder, like, nah, nah, nah. So that was it. 20 questions, the Metal Tag 2023. I hope you're still watching after half an hour. I hope you enjoyed it. Please say hi again in the comment section. I love to talk to you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video. Please check it out. I did a little trip to Belgium, so I visited a lot of record stores. Keep your eyes out for that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye.